Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Our planet is full of sneaky, enigmatic, and strange creatures. No matter how hard we try, there is always one we don't know about. And today, we will take a look at some of these unbelievable creatures that people have caught on camera. Wolf spiders. Not a lot of people knew this before, but when a man in South Australia went on to kill a spider, he got a bit of a shock when he saw this.
Oh, look at him!
Yes, these are small baby spiders called spiderlings. The video went viral and made headlines, and this is when people got to know about wolf spiders, the insane and one of the most protective animal mothers in nature. These mothers don't trust their environment and carry their 100 to 300 babies on their backs until they're ready to hunt on their own. Wolf spiders have silk-producing glands called spinnerets, and this is where they store their egg cases, from which the spiderlings hatch and ride their mommies. Talk about parental control. Daddy longlegs. And while we're on the topic of spiders, let's not miss this latest internet sensation, a cluster of spiders that burst upon touching. Only that they're not spiders. They are called daddy longlegs. Funny name though, and as funny as it may sound, these daddy longlegs only resemble spiders. Otherwise, they're a completely different species of animal. They are classified as critters and crane flies, and actually eat spiders along with many other insects commonly found in homes and house gardens. So yes, daddy longlegs are strange, but they're not spiders. Barrel jellyfish. Deep sea dives are once-in-a-lifetime experiences, and then imagine coming across a majestic jellyfish the same size as you. Meet the dustbin lid jellyfish, or barrel jellyfish, who has been named as such because of its enormous size. It was captured on camera when a team of marine biologists were filming and spotting underwater life off the coast of Cornwall. The jellyfish was the same size as the diver, and is considered the largest species of jellyfish found in UK waters. Weird fish. Is this an alien sitting there, or what? And first of all, what on earth is this thing in the first place? Well, it turns out a fisherman in the Norwegian Sea catches marine life and films the insides of them. And this one here is a manduba catfish. The man inserted the camera into its mouth to take a closer look, and, well, it is monstrous. Dipsteria enigmatica. In 2012, this clip made several rounds on the internet, and people either called it a sea monster or an alien invasion. Experts speculated that it was either a whale placenta or a fishing net, but filmed some 5,300 feet deep in the ocean. This creature was Dipsteria enigmatica, a highly strange Antarctic jellyfish which moves in irregular, undulating movements. It is very hard to spot this jellyfish, and very little is studied about this species. Dipsteria are expert shapeshifters and adjust themselves easily with water currents. This balloon-like creature captures its prey in its voluminous bell, where a strikingly beautiful network of canals delivers nutrients throughout its body. Eel goby. A fisherman in Malaysia caught a strange thing in 2016. He, along with his other experienced mates, tried to identify it, but failed. They then did what anyone would have done. They filmed it, and the clip made headlines. Everyone came up with their own story of this monstrous fish, but the situation diffused when marine biologists confirmed that this was just a mud-dwelling, elongated eel goby. These strange eyeless fish are elusive in nature, but can occasionally be seen in their natural habitat, just moving here and there. The looks of it are surely creepy, though. Ocean sunfish. Among the list of the most popular marine creatures, this majestic fish tops all others. People are pouring as much love as possible for this strange and bizarre-looking creature. This is a fish with no tail, and upon spotting, you will just see a head swimming in the water. That's why it's also known as the swimming head, because of its immense body of more than 6,000 pounds. A German paddleboarder came face to face with a mola mola, aka ocean sunfish, and the man was delighted by the seemingly innocuous encounter. Kinabalu giant red leech. No one likes worms or feels sorry for them, but once you see this monstrous giant red leech stalking, attacking, and eating this poor worm, you will feel sorry for it. The giant red leech can grow up to 20 centimeters in length and is endemic to the tropical rainforest of Borneo, found only on Mount Kinabalu, hence their name. These red leeches exclusively feed on giant worms. They simply suck in the worm like a noodle, and the muscles of the leech crushes the worm to death. The slow and painful death of the poor worm makes us feel really bad for it. Mouth-brooding fish. No, this is not a scene from any fantasy film, nor is this big ugly fish sucking these small baby fish to their death. This is actually a mouth-brooding fish, which means she belongs to an exclusive group of fish and frogs that give birth to their babies through their mouths. Yes, you might be wondering how that's even possible. Well, everything is possible for Mother Nature. The digestive system of such species stops making acidic juices during gestation period, and thus helps in the development of babies. What is more impressive than this mouth brooding is the fact that these little baby fish know that they have to reside in their mother's mouth if they sense any danger. The mother calls her babies, and the babies whoop straight into her mouth. Eyeless, mysterious creature. A lady was walking her dog on the beach in February of 2020 when she came across the carcass of a mysterious creature. It was the size of a dog, but it definitely was not a canine. The lady made several guesses but failed. People on the internet also tried to solve the mystery of this bizarre creature who had no eyes, big teeth, and a weird ribcage. Finally, one theory was generally accepted. This bizarre creature belonged to a restricted US government facility. It is an island called the Morgan Island, but is colloquially known as the Monkey Island. One of the monkeys from the island might have been swept away by water currents and ended up there. Unknown sea creature. Well, my guess is this is some kind of whale that died and ended up floating on the water surface, but people still say this is an enigma. This enormous, unknown sea creature was seen in the Persian Gulf and stirred the netizens for a lot of good reasons. Well, no one knows for sure, but as I said, we can only guess. From the looks of it, it is a highly decomposed carcass of a dead juvenile sperm whale. The salt water sucks the blood out of the body, and this is why the flesh looks so white. What is your opinion on this? Ghost shark. This alien species of shark was first found in 2014, and before that, no human in recorded history had ever laid his hands on it. It's the ghost shark or chimera shark. They have been named chimera after a Greek monster, which is made up of parts of different creatures. This cartilaginous fish is related to sharks and rays, but unlike them, it uses its gills to glide in water, more like birds, rather than propelling itself forward with the thrust of its tail. Its upper jaws are fused with its skull. It has no scales and has eyes that glow in the dark. The morphology of this species resembles no one, and yet everyone. This is why it's named ghost shark. The chimera have an eerie appearance and have been living in water for millions of years. Furry snake. When it comes to strange creatures, Thailand has its fair share of such monsters. This time, it was a snake that made everyone's jaw drop when they looked at it. The body of the snake was covered in what looked like moss to me, instead of scales. It was as if the snake was wearing a green furred coat. The reptile was found by a fisherman who spotted it swimming in a swamp. The intrigued man brought the snake back home, and this is where it became a social media star. Local experts claimed that it might be a new species of sea snake with vegetative lifestyle and had grown moss due to lying still in the water. Alien-like creature. A man in Australia spotted this mysterious creature in his bathroom and immediately made a film out of it. He posted it on his social media account, asking the audience about what it was. This sure doesn't look like CGI. Well, my personal guess says that this is not one single bug, but 2 or 3 bugs mating together on the wall. But if it was indeed just one creature, well, the man should abandon his house as soon as possible, because this thing, this creature here, it doesn't look exactly hospitable to me. What do you guys think? Armadillo. Now, who is not fascinated by these scaly beasts? They have the coolest defense against literally any predator they encounter. They are usually not very big and easily curl up in a ball like a pro. But 2 farmers in Bahia, Brazil were out there, looking at their land when they encountered a monstrous armadillo trying to dig up in their land.
Ele consegue erguer?
Consegue nada.
One of the men caught it from its tail, but the animal freed itself from him and ran away. Glass squid. This species of squid was first discovered in 1972, and even then, it made headlines in all the newspapers. Do you know why? Because of its looks. This is a completely transparent squid, except for its digestive tract and organs, which are opaque in color. Everyone watched it in awe and named it the glass squid. The googly eyes, transparent body looks completely invisible when viewed from above, thanks to the silver patches of cells beneath the eyes of the squid. Those cells are called photophores. The approximately 7.9-inch squid emits light in all directions, thanks to these light-emitting cells, which provide necessary undersurface bioluminescence that helps them in camouflage. The squid becomes completely invisible when viewed from above, thus getting the name glass squid. Vampire squid. This is neither a vampire nor a squid, and is still one of my favorite entries on the list. This thing has the most outrageous response to danger. Upon sensing it, the vampire squid immediately turns itself inside out to scare away the predator. Yup, it indeed does that. The video released by the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute showed a vampire squid that felt like it's under attack, and therefore, it brilliantly tried to save itself and turned inside out. As I said, it's neither a vampire nor a squid, but is a close relative to octopuses and squids. Still, scientists have created a separate group for them, and they got their name from the fact that they are dark in color and their dorsal fins are connected with their body, giving them a vampire-like stature. Poodle moth. Now look at this beautiful moth. It's called Venezuela poodle moth, and was given this name because of its resemblance to moths and poodles. It was never filmed before 2009, when Dr. Kurzestani made the first video of the species. People refused to believe the existence of this species before the video, but after watching it with their eyes, it was still astonishing for them. The bug has not yet been spotted ever since, and there is only one verified sighting of this adorable and fluffy bug. But this is a genuine species, and the scientific community accepts that.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Oh!
Basket star. Cheers to the most unusual thing one can expect to stumble on the beach. It's the basket star, closely related to starfish, but with no resemblance on the part of morphology. It's an extraordinary invertebrate made up of a few huge branches and sub-branches. Basically, a mass of twisting and turning arms that can measure a meter long. Each major branch bears several sub-branches that resemble a bush. They mainly eat zooplanktons with the help of tiny shark hooks present in each branch that allows them to capture prey. They wash ashore like this one did, only when they are sick or near death. Deep in the ocean, they easily move with their tentacles and look like a plant moving on the ocean floor. They are also known as brittle stars. Creatinotos ganges. A man spotted and filmed a monstrous bug crawling on the wall of his house. He was taken aback by the apparent alien looks of the creature and was not able to comprehend what was dangling from the ceiling. Well, we did our research and found out that this was a Creatinotos ganges, a species of arctid moth found in Asia and Australia. The most bizarre thing about the creature is the tentacle-like structures on its body that renders them the look of demons incarnation. But don't worry, it's as harmless as a butterfly. Cainocephalus aceratus. As hard as the name is to pronounce, this creature was a must-add. For our convenience, we'll just call it icefish from now on. Young icefish are a highly adapted species of fish, which has adapted itself to live in the cold waters of Antarctica's continental shelf. They have no red blood cells, and their blood is full of antifreeze cells, which has rendered this fish the ability to live and prosper in the most inhospitable place on the planet. Alaskan bullworm. This creature was filmed wiggling through an Icelandic lake in 2012. When you take a first look at it, it appears to be a lifeless object, more like a piece of metal or a log. But when you take a closer look at the creature, you can see that monster making its way in the ice-cold water. The movement is essentially the same as that of any other sea creature swimming near the water's surface. If it was something lifeless, there would have been no movement, and the thing would have been carried by the water current and not the other way around. However, in this case, we can observe that the monster is moving on purpose. People say it is a Loch Ness sea monster or an Alaskan bull monster. What is your theory? The transparent eel. All animals in the world have been evolving to better adjust in their surroundings and survive the competition. Among such weirdly strange creatures is this eel, which has literally gone transparent in order to stay away from predators. They're also called the glassfish, as their body allows almost 100% light to pass through them. Now that is some achievement. An exploding sea worm. A deep-sea diver was exploring the underwater reefs in Mexico when he came across a worm that wiggled before him for some time and then finally exploded into thin air. This footage literally shows it exploding, and there's nothing left of it. Well, we did our research, and though we're not sure, many polychaete worms explode as a means of dispersing gametes into the water and reproducing. They usually either swim to the top of the water level or move into a high current area and explode, dispersing their gametes here and there, which is a very weird way of reproduction indeed. Weird sea creature. What on earth is this monstrous creature? I have no idea, and neither does the man who filmed it. The clip went viral on the internet and got people talking about this creature due to its demonic looks. It was a deep-sea creature and was caught by some fishermen who claimed that this very creepy creature resembled a sea hare due to its razor-sharp teeth and monstrous looks. Some people say that this was a fake creature generated by computer imaging. There is a possibility, but we can't forsake that. Let us know what you guys think about it. Hammer-headed bat. Look at this nightmare from sci-fi movies. This is a hammer-headed bat, or a horse bat. According to reports, a Nigerian man discovered this mysterious creature in his friend's fish pond. Everyone was boggled by this seemingly horrifying creature, but turns out this strange-looking oddity was a hammer-headed bat, a type of megabat found all over Africa. As monstrous as it might look to you, they are fruit eaters and mainly eat figs, bananas, guavas, mangoes, and other cultivated crops. It is considered a crop pest due to its diet of fruit. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by one of our subscribers. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it on over to us. Who knows? We might even feature it in one of our videos. It is really hard to befriend a wild animal, but sometimes we get to witness incredible friendships on camera. This boy decided to give food to a stingray when he found it swimming nearby. The next day, the boy saw the stingray swimming at the same place where he gave it food. The boy again gave it some crustaceans to eat, and then the duo became friends. Now, the stingray often comes near the shore to play with the boy and meet his friends. It looks like humans and animals understand each other if they speak in love. Pink elephant. Who knew that there existed a real-life pink elephant when the only way we've known about it was through cartoons and fantasies? But yes, you may get surprised to hear that pink elephants exist in nature, although spotting one is quite unusual. A tourist in South Africa's Kruger National Park observed a pink African elephant drinking water from a river with its herd. The video went viral, and the researchers immediately tagged the baby and studied it. They concluded that the elephant is actually an albino, and just like any other albino species in the world, it will have drastically low chances of survival. Ninja lantern shark. As fascinating as the name sounds, ninja lantern shark, the shark is a little frightening comparatively. Thanks to their gaping teeth and bulging pale eyes, these black sharks appear like something straight out of a horror film. The only good thing is that they are very small, reaching only 46 centimeters in length, and are highly unlikely to come across while swimming, as they're found 300 meters underwater off the coast of Central America. They are deep-sea creatures with illuminating organs called photophores that make up for their pitch-black surroundings.